Ah, Halloween, a time of year where the spookier side of life is celebrated. Horror movie marathons, haunted houses, pumpkin-flavored everything, hoodie weather, and of course, what is Halloween without trick-or-treating? Some of my favorite childhood memories were made during this time of year. Although, when you're a child who has a fascination with the scarier stuff, it's your fate to stumble upon something so scary that it traumatizes you. As kids, we've all had our first brushes with the unrelenting terror that the world has in store for all of us. Whether it was stumbling across a horror movie that was on TV, reading the Goosebumps books, or your first time getting lost in the supermarket. But sometimes that terror comes in the most unlikely and seemingly innocent of places. Enter Nickelodeon.com. Yeah, Nickelodeon! SpongeBob, Rugrats, Fairly Odd Parents, Cat Scratch. Yeah, remember Cat Scratch? Anyway, Nickelodeon had a website where you could watch clips of all their shows and play little flash games. I spent a lot of time as a kid playing these games because growing up, I didn't have any gaming consoles, not until the Wii came out in late 2006. So, yeah, I was a real PC gamer in my adolescence, only I wasn't playing Half-Life or Doom. That shit's too casual. I was getting racks in SpongeBob Pizza Toss, or Barnyard Peck's Coyote Clobber. It's actually kinda sad how much time I spent playing these games. One of the earliest types of games, if you could call them that, were called Nick Clickamajigs, wherein the whole point is for you to just click on stuff and watch what happens. Yeah, there's not very much to these games after a few minutes of playing, but at the time it was neat to see, especially as a kid who wasn't very tech-savvy or knew how to find games online. Now, let's get to the feature presentation, the reason you all clicked on this video, and hopefully are still watching at this point. Where did you all go? Can I come too? Black Licorice is the most infamous of these Nick Clickamajigs, and for a very good reason. It all takes place on Halloween night. Oh yeah, this is the Dill in the Dark Halloween special. I gotta spice this place up with some spooky decor. One decorating montage later. That's it? One skeleton? Is my budget so low that that's really all we can afford? Oh god, are those just post-it notes? I mean, yeah, they're orange at least, but come on! I can do better than this! Looks like I'll have to resort to something even more terrifying than a flash game. Plugging my merchandise! If you want to help my channel, you can. I now have a Patreon which is filled with all kinds of exclusive bonuses like updates about my projects, behind-the-scenes antics, bloopers, and more. But if you like my vids and need something more physical to make it worth your while, the Dill in the Dark merchandise is having a Halloween sale. Just type Spooky Dill when you check out and you'll get 40% off all items. Go fast though, the sale ends November 1st. You want stickers of me? Boom, got 'em. You can put them anywhere, except there. You know where, you naughty viewer you. We are approaching hoodie weather as well, so snag yourself one of these amazing Dill in the Dark hoodies. Every cent goes towards making this channel better and better, like acquiring better equipment for video making. And more people signing up helps my uploads be more consistent. All the links to the various outlets are down in the description. Thanks for all your support, dudes. Now, what the hell was I talking about? Oh right, Halloween! Well, my background this year may not be very festive, but let's see how the folks at Nickelodeon are celebrating the holiday.
Nick doesn't care where it is.
Nick or treat!
What?
Nick doesn't care how old it is.
Nick or treat!
Ah!
Nick doesn't care what size it is. Just make sure you answer it.
Nick or treat!
What the fuck did you just say?
Nick or treat!
That's how you should be answering your phone.
I would like to take a moment to highlight how throughout the entire process that this idea was being made, nobody stopped and asked, should we really be saying this?
Nick or treat!
Now it's time for
Nick or treat!
Is there maybe another way we can phrase this? Oh lord, this is happening. This is real. Well, Nickelodeon, I'm gonna put away my bedsheet ghost costume. I feel like I can skip it this year. So the game starts up and you get this lively, happy music as the on-screen instructions read, "Here come the little trick-or-treaters. Aren't they adorable? Be sure to give them lots of their favorite caramel candies. Warning, whatever you do, don't stick these kids with that nasty old black licorice left over from last Halloween." Okay, what kind of sick fuck keeps old black licorice from a year ago and tries to pawn it off again? What an asshole. Well, nothing ominous there. I think I can handle some little trick-or-treaters. So you open the door and you're greeted with 3 kids, all dressed up in adorable little costumes. There's multiple kids, each with a different set of costumes, so there's a little variety in who's at your door each time you play, which I feel like is neat, considering the developers didn't have to include more than 3 kids. Here, developers, have some candy! On your plate, you have little caramel candies and some strips of black licorice, and if I recall correctly, these kids aren't a big fan of licorice, so let's load them up with their much-beloved caramels.
Thank you.
Oh, such good manners! Here, take all the candy.
Thanks.
You know what? Here's my car. Take that too.
Thanks.
Ah, you kids are so well behaved. I want you to have my beard. There you go. It's yours now. Be sure to feed it and take it for walks. Eventually, you find yourself out of caramels, leaving only the titular black licorice. Let it be known, once you click the black licorice, you can't put it back on the plate. You're either stuck holding it forever or pawning it off to an unlucky trick-or-treater. And what happens next is, well,
Licorice.
I was 6 when I first saw this. 6! And so were so many other kids who shit themselves playing this. May I remind you, there was no warning, no disclaimer, and certainly no trigger warning informing you of the dark trick this game was about to play on you. I mean, it was on the same site as innocent SpongeBob games and clips of Cat Dog. So, yeah, this was quite a shock to the unsuspecting players who played it. I mean, my god, look at this! The bulging eyes, the disgusting mouths, the creepy voices, the terrifying ambience that accompanies the jump scare. It's a perfect screamer, and one that was unleashed upon children! Each trick-or-treater gets a unique screamer, and the game really doesn't end until you quit. You can just keep re-looping the game over and over and over, which I will admit, after getting the footage for this video, you do get acclimated to it, and its effects wear off. I mean, yeah, it does look pretty silly, but when you don't expect it coming, it can still send shivers down your adult spine. The game is no longer on the Nick website, but there thankfully are re-uploads of it on Flash gaming sites, which is how I played it. I actually learned that you could send the game to your friends via email. Sadly, it no longer works on the re-uploaded versions of the game. In this version, you don't have any black licorice to give out. Instead, once you run out of caramel, this happens.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
Something like this just couldn't be done today. Not only because of its shocking nature, but because the internet would do what it does best. Spoil everything. If something like this were replicated today, not only would word of mouth ruin the big surprise, but there would be deep lore dive videos, fan songs, every YouTuber under the sun would have a video about it, and a crusty cult of cringy kids would come along to overexpose and ultimately ruin the experience. Despite this game making me piss myself in fear, I'm glad it still holds a small place in the history of online horror, no matter how small. At least the game is still available if you do some small digging. Well, let me save you the trouble and link it down in the description. If you want the full effect, make someone play it who has no idea what's coming. I feel like that part of online horror is missing in today's online community. The simple times where you'd just share a spooky game with a friend to see them jump are times I miss. But time is a never-ending trudge into the unknown, my friends. And speaking of time, it's about time my neighborhood is starting trick-or-treat. I better go put out a bowl of candy so the kids leave me alone. I can't deny, the game has made me a little weary of trick-or-treaters, so I always be sure to have some protection in case they don't like what I have. Huh, they're here early. I could have sworn I heard... Black licorice. Oh, something's not right here. Ah! What happened to all the candy? I don't like this. Wait a minute. My nightstick. Black licorice? How is everything black licorice? No. No. I'm black licorice! No! 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 Happy Halloween! Hey, thanks again for watching my Halloween special. I hope you liked it. If you did, remember to like, share, subscribe, all the shit YouTube likes to see. And special thanks to all the members of my Patreon who made this video happen. Thanks again, guys. Have a safe and happy Halloween. I'll see you all next time on Dylan the Dark, where it's the spooky season all year long.